everybody. Hello there, and welcome to the first episode of the New Prism podcast. I'm Marty.
And I'm Pete. We're glad you're here. How's it going down there in San Diego, Marty?
It's San Diego, so it's not bad at all. Actually, kind of a sunny day. It's nice, but under the surface, when we're looking at the markets and the tech space, things are definitely bumpy. I'll give you an example. I mean, I was on a call earlier with a fund manager, and he was saying that the CEOs in his portfolio were quote unquote freaking out. Right? There's just so much ups and downs in the market, a lot of uncertainty around tariffs, obviously, and everybody's trying to figure out, what do the next 6 months look like? I mean, how about you? What are you seeing up there in the Bay Area?
Yeah, same thing. Sunny up here today as well. But yeah, I'm hearing the same thing. It's kind of back to crazy times in the startup world. I talked to 3 companies just this week alone. One had a major strategic partnership went on hold. Another paused fundraising when a term sheet was pulled, and an in-process M&A deal was canceled outright on a third company. So turmoil is tough for startup CEOs. So yeah, it's going to be a tough time here as I think we ride this out over the next 6 months.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So that brings us into why. Why did we start New Prism Consulting in the first place? And I think it's times like right now are exactly when experience pays off, where experienced operators like us can actually make a big difference quickly and efficiently in a company's trajectory. And so our goal at New Prism is to bring rapid, efficient, actionable solutions, measurable solutions for what we know are the unique challenges every startup and tech company faces. And what I think about, just give some examples. So simple questions that are oftentimes not so simple. Does my product meet a real market need, right? Does the famous product market fit? Should I strategically pivot my channel strategy? Maybe you're going through the wrong channels or it's just not producing. A really important one is my marketing to sales pipeline, my MQLs to SQLs. Is that really aligned and effective? Am I getting quality leads? And then obviously, do I have the right team to execute on the plan? And is my capital strategy aligned with business reality? Do I have enough time to execute? So I think these are all the key questions that we feel like we bring a lot to the table in terms of how we can help.
Yeah. And I think the question everybody will have then is why you guys, and that is the right question to ask. I guess is background for everyone. You and I have known each other for decades, never working together in the same company, but always sharing ideas and insights throughout our careers. We've had operators and executives at a dozen companies, from day one startups to $4 billion public companies in transition, and pretty much everything in between. Let's put that slide up that shows a selection of the companies that we've been either an operating executive or a board member at over the past. Our careers developed from different angles. Marty, you started on kind of the strategy, corp dev, marketing side, and I came up to finance, operations, and venture capital. But over time, we've both built and led startups as founding CEOs, and we've done this across multiple market cycles.
Yeah. And I think we've navigated through that history. We've navigated just about every type of scenario that a tech company can encounter. And we've learned great lessons along the way. And sometimes you learn lessons from the success. Sometimes you learn lessons from the challenges that you faced. And I think now, we're excited to bring this experience and the learnings that we've built to founders and CEOs to help them navigate to successfully, quickly and efficiently, get through these challenges, learn what they need to do, get a little kind of an extra set of eyes and ears. If I was using an AI analogy, which is the space I've been in over the last years, it's like we've collected and trained, years and years of data or experience. And now we have this, super efficient model that's ready to act and help. So this is, in our view, it's really high ROI consulting.
Yeah. Plus we have actual AI tools to supercharge all of our knowledge and what we could accomplish here at New Prism. I think we should give an example of some of our experience that we've had.
Good.
You go first.
Okay. Well, look, given that the beginning part of my career was mostly in the strategy and corp dev space, maybe I'll give that. So I started out as a SVP of corporate development and marketing at Sybase, which was a $1 billion public data management database company. And we made a strong pivot to invest in the mobile enterprise space. So mobility was really starting to take off. It was a logical move, but it was very different from that kind of cash cow, low growth database business. And we went for it. So we bought 10, 11 companies, did a lot of M&A that were all in that supporting that kind of mobile growth strategy. And ultimately I was asked to, hey, stop spending money as a corp dev guy and let's run one of the businesses, which was a big mobile messaging business. And I was able to experience hyper growth, during that time, which sounds great. Everybody wants that, but there's a lot of challenges you hit along the way. So I think that was for me, a really up close experience to really strategically pivot and then operationally get to that promised land. At the end of the day, SAP bought Sybase for a lot of reasons, but mobility being a big part of it for $6 billion in cash, which was a great outcome for everybody.
Awesome. Cool. I guess the example that I would give, that one's hard to top, but my most fulfilling experience, I guess, was found in Beeline Bytes and taking it from a concept in my head through its acquisition by Excel Group, and ultimately we bought it back again, so it continues to operate. I continue to serve on the board today. But over the 7 years that I led the company, we built a great team, built a great product that customers loved. We survived 3 pivots during that short period of time. 2 of us had them right down to the wire on cash. So we was navigating, like CEOs and founders do in startups. And I definitely learned a ton of lessons. I had a backpack full of rocks strapped tight on my back, but it was a great experience. I wouldn't change anything. It was kind of great all the way around to look back on.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. That's like a close to the metal, example. Yeah. So, I mean, you just listen to these two, it's kind of like big company going through a lot of change and starting something from literally the beginning and going through all of that. And I love the backpack analogy, right? That's good. Because especially as a founder or CEO, you feel like you're carrying that all the time. But, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about successful outcomes. And I think we're in a great place to help. And like we said earlier, I think between the two of us, we've got this combination of deep strategy and operational experiences, as well as a lot of transactional experience. So I think as operators, if I got it right, you and I have we've done over 20 buy and sell side M&A deals in the trenches. I mean, we literally did those deals, sleeves rolled up, got them done. That's a lot of transactional activity, and I think it's through that unique combination of experiences that we can help some other CEOs navigate the challenges that they're going through. I mean, we've been there, right? And we know what it's like to be there in the trenches.
Yes, we do. Yeah. And right now, I think with the market being what it is, I think founders and CEOs are really feeling it. I think CEOs are faced with a lot of critical decisions they have to make. They feel like they're on an island, making those decisions. And they're definitely, wearing that backpack full of rocks.
I mean, I think, so right now we're in this, it always feels like an unprecedented time of change and chaos and so forth. And, we're going through lots happening out of Washington, a lot's happening with AI. This is all happening at once. Always feels like it's moving faster than whatever the earlier phase of change was. But, at the end of the day, a lot of the fundamentals of growing a tech business remain the same, right? It's going to come down to product and product market fit and customers. It's going to come down to the organization and the people and the processes you're under. I mean, would you agree with that? That, you and I have seen a lot of different changes and turmoil in different phases, like COVID, et cetera. But a lot of this is just fundamentally kind of the similar, right?
Yeah, I think that there's elements of difference, but that kind of the fundamentals are the same when you're running a business. And I think when you're navigating a downturn or market turmoil like this, moving quickly, on strategic imperatives is critical. You got to conserve capital. You got to extend your runway. You got to preserve optionality for the future. And, you would be surprised just conserving a little bit of capital along the way can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, well, I mean, so let's look. So we've talked about, why we're doing this and a bit about ourselves and what we feel like we bring to the table, gave some examples, talked a bit about the market today. Let's just spend really quickly, let's go through what is the process that we employ when we work with clients. And so that's where we call it the NewPrism Sprint process comes in. And we've developed a really structured sprint to help CEOs kind of move quickly and thoughtfully across a wide variety of situations. Again, whether it's you're executing a pivot or you're modifying your go-to-market motion or you're working through a recap or, you're getting through an acquisition. Maybe here, let's put up our sprint process slide. And, as you can see here, it's really a 5-step process. At the end of the day, it only works well if we work really, really closely with management, with the leadership team and kind of go through this process. We're obviously aware that each situation can be unique, and it is unique, but ultimately you're going through this 8 to 12 week process to get to the results and set these clear actionable recommendations and start the implementation. And then obviously at that point, we take on the role ongoing as ongoing support if needed. Right. And that's really a CEO board level decision at that point.
I think that gives us a good background on kind of, how we're approaching this and how we can help. On future episodes, I think we'll dig into specific startup topics and share real examples from our own experience, both wins and some of the hard knocks. Hey, Marty, I was thinking we should cover executing a pivot in episode 2. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, I think that'll be a great topic. And we've been up close and personal on many pivots. We'll try to extract out some commonality and some key insights coming out of all the experience. And I think that'll be really useful. And in the meantime, for anybody that has a question or would like to connect regarding your company, just go ahead and go to our website or send us an email at podcast@newprism.ai. And Pete, this has been fun. And anything else you want to add?
Nope. Just for everybody out there, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to make sure you don't miss future episodes. Great. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.